sure. So when I started, so the parts of it that really gave me a lot of confidence was science had shown, studies, clinical trials, a lot of data globally had shown that it's not binary. Say you are able to improve somebody's, skills to manage a condition by 20%, then there is a 20% improvement in outcomes, right? So it's not like if somebody who's not walking, the traditional way of sort of handling that situation would be the physician would say, guidelines mein kya likha hai, 30 minutes a day, you should be walking 30 minutes a day. But the fact is that people need help, right, to be able to get to 30 minutes a day. It's not about just because you tell me, when I've never walked a minute in my life and you tell me to go 30 minutes a day, how does that make any sense? And what clinical studies had shown that even if you get them from 0 minutes to 10 minutes a day, there's still an improvement in health outcomes that can be seen. I'm using activity as a very crude example, but it sort of works sort of across the board.
Right.
That it's not binary, right? It's not 0 or 1. There is an in-between. So that was really encouraging. And the other part was really encouraging was, these habit forming tools that have already sort of come into our lives using technology. If they can do it, in healthcare, you can do it too. Now, it's iterative. There is by no means, the problem has been solved. Right? There's a long, long way to go. But that every delta improvement is really meaningful. So as we went through that journey, we went through it in an iterative manner. We didn't go through it trying to say build perfection on day one. It was stepwise. It took its own time, which is why we spent 3 years in pre-revenue before we even went commercial, because we saw that it's not just about improvement in health outcomes. It is also about safely doing it, and doing it in a manner in which you hold yourself accountable to the same high standards of care that medical devices and pharma holds themselves accountable to, because that's the only way to do it. You can't just go out and put anything out there. So we started in diabetes. Honestly, when I started the journey, the choice was either diabetes or cardiovascular conditions, because my parents had both and I wanted to solve for them. But then there were some choices that we made which ended up working out well, right? For example, diabetes is a mathematical equation. So there are very accurate, point of care devices like, the finger prick blood sugar monitor that people have at their homes. There is another test called an HbA1c, which you sort of can do every 1 to 3 months. And there was a whole bunch of other things, which me, the engineer, was like, if I have to solve one of these two, I'd rather solve for diabetes first, because at least there are checkpoints to know, whether you're moving in the right direction, not just us as a company, but also the individual when they're going through their journey. But the intent was always to do more. So started with diabetes, expanded into a lot of other conditions now, but very, very fortunate and very thankful that we got to go along this path.